Anger is like a beast, and when it lashes out at you, it hurts other people with its fangs as it bites them. And anger is very visible and easy to identify when it happens. Depression is like a parasite, and it works inside of you, and it has you reject things you love to do, and it has you question things about your identity as it searches for a way out of this depression. You see, both depression and anger remove good things from your life. But depression does it in a way that it's very hard to see as it takes these things out of your life. Normal depression is when you start to just reject things that you used to love to do and hang around people you used to love to hang around with. And it doesn't do it because you don't like doing these things anymore. It's just because you want to stay in solitude. Because when you're in solitude and you're by yourself, you're not experiencing the good things in life. And when you don't experience the good things in life that bring you joy and happiness, depression gets to live in you. What's interesting is when people are depressed, they tend to say no to things that they used to say yes to. So the way out of depression is you have to first be cognizant that you are saying these no words where you should be saying yeses. As you're more mindful that it's happening, you can identify where you're saying no on times you should say yes. And then when you do say yes to something that you really want to say no to because you want to stay in your comfort zone in that solitude, but you actually break through it and you say yes, and you go do that event, you go hang out with that person, you go try something new, you go join that team, you take on that challenge, you'll usually find that it was worth it, and you didn't get hurt, and you did have fun. And that will reinforce and make it easier to say yes next time instead of saying no. And the more we say yes to things in life, we build up this new habit or tendency to want to go and do the things that bring us joy. And when you bring joy into your life, it's very hard for you to remain in depression and you break out of it. But severe depression is different. Severe depression is you start internalizing things within you. And when that happens, you start evaluating the things in your life, looking for an escape from the depression. You start looking at your relationships with your parents or your siblings or your children or your employment or your marriage or your partnership. And you start questioning, are these people the reason why I'm unhappy? And if you go to the extent that you find that they are, you tend to cut the ties. And then what is happening is when you cut those ties, you make it harder for you to actually get out of the depression because you no longer have these people in your life inviting you to do the things that you love to do and the things that bring you joy. And it allows you to remain in that solitude. Or you'll attack your job. And you'll think that it's this career that's bringing me unhappiness. And then you'll start looking for a new career. But in the process, you compromise your income. And when you do that, you make it harder for you to live, which then gives you reasons to need to be or want to be depressed. Or you'll turn to addictions, to sex, to drugs, to alcohol, to smoking. There's all these types of addictions. But what those are doing, those are escapism. You're looking for a way to cover over the depression. The way to beat through severe depression is you need to know that it takes your morals and your values and it throws them out the window and anything is possible. I know exactly what this means. When I was depressed, I contemplated suicide over and over again. What's interesting is I am not a suicidal person. I never have been. But when I was severely depressed, I became suicidal. And what the severe depression did, it took my morals and my values and it threw them out the window And now I was going against myself, my own internal beliefs. What I've learned is when you're severely depressed, it's one of the hardest things to do, but it's also the best thing to do, is you have to stop trusting yourself when it comes to making big decisions. And you need to lean on people that love you and that you trust. And you need to let them help you guide you through big decisions, so that you don't end relationships that are actually good relationships. You don't quit jobs that are actually good jobs. You don't turn to addictions that are gonna bring you more harm. You don't contemplate things like suicide. Instead, you persevere and you push through. But sometimes, when you're severely depressed, you need others to lean on, to help you make better decisions. So that when you get out of the depression, you don't have to go and heal a bunch of things that you hurt unintentionally and caused you more harm. I hope you have a good day. But if you're not, it's okay to have a bad day. I just caution you. Don't have a bad week, or a bad month, or a bad year. Find reasons in this world to say yes to. And go and evaluate those things when you're done. And I bet you'll find it was worth saying yes to them. And then maybe you can turn that bad day into a better day. Take care.